Hello everyone, I'm Nedy Garcia. Today, I'm going to tackle about the different methods of identification. Personal identification is defined as establishing the identity of an individual. Various techniques of biological anthropology are employed in the process of identifying the individuals from the bones or the body parts. Anthropometry was the first scientific system used by police to identify criminals. Alphonse Bertillon was a French police officer and biometric researcher who applied the anthropological technique of anthropometry to law enforcement by creating an identification system based on physical measurements. Anthropometry, designed by Alphonse Bertillon, began in 1890 and ended 20 years before being replaced by fingerprint identification. Portrait partly can be defined as a system for verbal description of physical characteristics of the subject. It is based on the Bertillon method of criminal identification by measurements of the human body and still in practice today to some extent. DNA fingerprinting is a laboratory technique used to establish a link between biological evidence and a suspect in a criminal investigation. A DNA sample taken from a crime scene is compared with a DNA sample from a suspect. If two DNA profiles are matched, then the evidence came from that suspect. DNA fingerprinting relies on the unique pattern made by a series of DNA fragments after separating them according to length by gel electrophoresis. DNA samples from different suspects, the victim, and samples from the crime scene are purified. The samples are then processed to generate a set of DNA fragments. Forensic dentistry or forensic odontology is the application of dental knowledge to those criminal and civil laws that are enforced by police agencies in a criminal justice system. Forensic odontology is the application of dental science to legal investigations primarily involving the identification of the offender by comparing dental records to a bite, mark left on the victim or at the scene, or identification of human remains based on dental records. Forensic serology is the detection, identification, classification, and study of various bodily fluids such as blood, semen, saliva, urine, breast milk, vomit, fecal matter, and perspiration and their relationship to a crime scene. The use of blood in forensic analysis is method of identifying individuals suspected of committing some kind of crimes. When scientists identify blood types, they rely on slight differences in the antigens or proteins marker on the surface of red blood cells in the blood sample. It was first used in evidence in a British court in 1986. Forensic anthropology application of physical anthropology to legal cases, usually with the focus on human skeleton. Forensic anthropology uses the technique of physical anthropology to analyze skeletal, body decomposed, or otherwise unidentified human remains to solve crimes. Forensic anthropology is the application of the